Hello and welcome to the news at 10 live on NTA News24. I'm Comfort. I'm Modu. Let's bring you the headlines.
The Nigerian police has assisted enormously by evacuating those that are seriously wounded to the general hospital in Bida.
Fuel tanker explosion Tuesday evening claims more than 35 lives in Niger State as FRSC laments reckless behavior of some Nigerians.
In President Bola Tinubu, you have an ally that you can believe and invest your trust in. He's quite passionate about girl-child education.
Vice President Kashim Shettima assures that girl-child education is a priority for President Bola Tinubu's administration. Senate passes bill to establish Nigerian Mines Ranger Service. National Human Rights Commission joins calls for abolition of death penalty in Nigeria. A fuel tanker explosion on Tuesday evening claimed more than 35 lives along Esa-Badigi Road between Bida and Badigi in Kacha local government area of Niger State, leaving survivors with various degrees of burns. Musa Bikai reports.
The explosion, according to eyewitness account, happened long after the initial accident as the number of people who trooped out to scoop fuel from the fallen tanker loaded with premium motor spirit, known as petrol. Most of the victims took advantage of the fallen tanker to scoop the petroleum product, which later exploded, killing more than 40 people who were burnt beyond recognition, leaving others with various degrees of burns. The survivors are receiving treatment at nearby medical facility.
There's nothing I will say much about what happened today. It's a tragedy. This is my village, my own time, and also all the people, all the victims, my brothers and sisters. So it's a tragedy. Really, today is a day in the South Village that I will never forget.
As at now, on count, we have about 32 deaths and over 47 others who are injured. The Nigerian police has assisted enormously by evacuating those that are seriously wounded to the general hospital in Bida. About 2 vehicles are already loaded, men down to the place. So I'm also on the ground here to see to it that those who were burnt beyond recognition are also buried before we leave the place, so as not to constitute a health hazard.
Is the motor accident. What tanker that will burn into fire that make this thing happen. So most of our people, some are crossing, some they want to see it in life, to see what is going on, and by what fire is born. And immediately it burn, nobody knows how it's come about again.
At the time of filing this report, those burnt beyond recognition have been given mass burial. Musa Mikhail, NTA News.
And in confirming the deaths of the 35 persons in the inferno that occurred along the Bida-Lapai route after Badigi on Tuesday evening, Corps Marshal of the Federal Road Safety Corps, Shehu Mohammed, described the incident as a needless national tragedy born out of ignorance, greed and disregard for safety warnings. He again stresses that Nigerians should put safety above all else in such incidents, as it's almost always inevitable that such tragedies would occur when people risk their lives for a few liters of free petrol. Nigeria's Governors Forum is saddened by the tanker explosion in Kacha local government area of Niger State, where more than 30 persons were killed. In a statement from the chairman, Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, the forum sends its heartfelt condolences to the people and government of Niger State, especially the families of the victims and Governor Mohammed Umar Bago. The NGF commends all the emergency responders for their humanitarian assistance to the victims and stresses the need for greater attention to safety issues in every aspect of daily life, especially in how combustible items are stored and transported. Away from that, child education is at the center of President Bola Tinubu's administration, and no effort will be spared to actualize its goals in Nigeria. Vice President Kashim Shettima gave the assurance during a meeting with a delegation from Plan International, led by its Director of Programs, Quality and Innovation, Helen Ididiong, to show the federal government's commitment to child education. Vice President Kashim Shettima invited a teenager, Joy Oga, to take over the seat of the Vice President for a day and address the nation. State House correspondent Abdurrahman Jibrila reports.
I would like to thank you for this opportunity to speak for millions of Nigerian girls.
Support for the girl child. Joy Oga takes over Nigeria's vice president's seat for a day. She is here with Plan International delegation, expressing gratitude for the opportunity to represent millions of Nigerian girls.
Nigeria cannot speak of progress if half of its population is left behind in silence. So today, I call on the government, the policymakers, development partners, and every citizen to act not with sympathy, but with strategy. We must invest in education that is safe, inclusive, and free from fear for every child in Nigeria, not just the girls I'm speaking about here.
Urging relevant authorities to enforce laws that protect the rights of every girl child, highlighting the need to provide free sanitary products in schools, as well as ensure access to water, sanitation, and nutrition for the Nigerian child.
The issue of the girl child is not an issue of political sloganeering, no. It's an existential threat to our nation.
Among other government intervention in the girl child education, the school feeding program remains essential.
Joy's beautiful rendition of her speech. It sounds like music to the ears of all of us, but a music of sadness. But hope springs eternal from the hearts of men and women. And I believe that in President Bola Tinubu, you have an ally that you can believe and invest your trust in. He is quite passionate about girl child education. His wife is a symbol of how, when properly empowered and positioned, a girl child can blossom into a great leader.
And Plan International has provided interventions for over 11 million Nigerian children in areas such as education, entrepreneurship, and youth development. The organization urged the government to continue ensuring that girls have access to education and schools remain affordable for all. From the State House, Abdurrahman Jibrila, NTA News.
And the Universal Basic Education Commission, UBEC, has begun engagement with 12 pilot states across the country for the implementation of the Lumina 2030 initiative, a national program designed to educate and empower over 1 million girls and women by 2030. Lumina 2030, an acronym for Learning, Uniting, Modernizing, Innovating, Nurturing, Accelerating and Harmonizing, is federal government's bold response to the growing challenges of out-of-school girls, limited access to quality education, and the lack of economic opportunities for women in underserved communities. The initiative aims to create a pathway for inclusion through accelerated education and skills development, ensuring that no girl or woman is left behind.
That incorporating this program into the strategic framework as well as the basic education action planning will strengthen our ongoing efforts to not just reduce the number of out of school, but also ensure women, girls empowerment.
We want to see that the states themselves have plans for scale up, have dedicated budget line to ensure that in the near future, every community that do not have a school within the 2 kilometers or at most 3 kilometers, that there is a plan to have a school within that community. We want to see this at the state level.
I'm being told that ASU has suspended a 2-week warning strike, and it will take effect from midnight today. A National University Commission has approved the establishment of full-time mode of 4 programs for the Jibril Aminu College of Medical Sciences, Federal University of Kashiri. A statement by the University Chief Information Officer states that the programs are MBBS, Medicine and Surgery, BSc Human Anatomy, BSc Human Physiology, and BSc Pharmacology. And the statement made reference to a letter of approval signed by the Director, Academic Planning, Abubakar Gere, on behalf of the Executive Secretary of NUC, which states that the program will take effect from the 2025-2026 academic session. And the letter also wants the university management to provide human material resources for the development and growth of the approved programs. Nigerian Labour Congress, NLC, and the National Association of Nigerian Students have agreed to work together to resolve issues impeding development in Nigeria's education sector. This is when NAN's president, Olushola Oladoja, led executives of the association to the Labour House to pay a courtesy visit on the NLC president, Joseph Ajero. Key issues of discussion included disputes over honouring agreements with tertiary education unions, meeting the threshold of 26% of the national budget as recommended by UNESCO, and growing insecurity in hostels, especially armed robberies. They observed that technological development is contingent upon good education, and students are the greatest beneficiaries of good education. You're watching the news at 10, live on NTA News24. More stories ahead. Stay tuned.
The National Productivity Order of Merit Award goes to... The only tomato paste manufacturer to win the National Productivity Order of Merit Award by the Federal Government of Nigeria, endorsed by the Association of Private Medical Practitioners of Nigeria. This is an evidence of 100% natural goodness. Eat healthy to live longer. Buy now and enjoy up to 20% discount.
Tomato paste, the taste of Nigeria. Feel the power of precision, engineered to perfection. Every component is crafted with care, and each design is meticulously tested. From concept to creation, our engineers push the boundaries of technology, seamlessly blending performance and sustainability with a deep commitment to African ingenuity. Introducing the CNG Boss, a remarkable achievement in engineering designed to operate on compressed natural gas, a cleaner and more sustainable fuel alternative. At Innocent Vehicles, we proudly lead the way in creating greener mobility across Africa. And it doesn't stop there. From SUVs to sedans, spacious buses to electric cars, Innocent offers a wide range of models designed to meet every need. Innocent Vehicle, the pride of African road.
Vice President Kashim Shettima has commended entrepreneurs and innovators in Katsina State for their outstanding contributions to economic growth and development. He made this remark at the MSME Clinic Award Dinner and DICO Social Innovation Academic Graduation Ceremony, where outstanding entrepreneurs and businesses were recognized and celebrated. Details with Awal Haliru.
The event was a demonstration to the state's commitment to promoting innovation and enterprise, with checks and certificates presented to the awardees and the first set of 18 graduates who developed 9 innovation projects in health, climate, and agriculture of the DICO Social Innovation Academy. These individuals have showcased exceptional talent, creativity, and determination, and their achievements are expected to have a significant impact on the state's economy. Vice President Kashim Shettima emphasized the crucial role of the MSME sector in driving Nigeria's economic growth and development, saying effort must be made to support and empower entrepreneurs to drive innovation and job creation. The Vice President described Katsina as a beacon of creativity and resilience in northern Nigeria, noting that the state is steadily reviving its long-standing legacy of learning, trade, and craftsmanship.
For bringing on board the architects of modern Katsina, we are mightily proud of you. For Putin, Barisa Ibrahim Shehu Shema, of bringing Right Honorable Aminu Bello Masari, of bringing Colonel Abdul Mumini Aminu, of bringing the elites of Katsina together. We have no business fighting each other.
Governor Dukoreda pointed out the state initiatives to support small and medium-scale enterprises and promote economic development.
It is a powerful way to empower young people, especially those who do not have access to some exposure or resources or otherwise.
The MSME Clinic Award Dinner and Duko Social Innovation Academy graduation ceremony is an event that recognizes and celebrates outstanding entrepreneurs and businesses in Katsina State. It provides a platform for entrepreneurs to network, share ideas, and showcase their innovations. In Katsina, Awan Haliru, NTA News.
In other news, the Senate has passed a bill to establish Nigerian Mines Rangers Service, which is expected to positively impact the mining sector by enhancing security, promoting economic growth through revenue generation, and preventing unauthorized mining. Senate also proposed life imprisonment without option or fine for defilement of minors. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports on this and other resolutions.
The Mining Rangers Service Bill will, among other things, secure the mining sector by curbing illegal mining, in which Nigeria records an annual loss estimated at over $18 billion.
This bill will, in very great measure, help us to tackle the scourge of insecurity in this country.
If these mine rangers are established, most of the mining site will be manned by these rangers, and we are hopeful that the mines now will be reactivated.
Also today, the lawmakers considered the Criminal Code Act Amendment Bill forwarded for concurrence from the House. Senate made amendments to some clauses, one of which approves life imprisonment with no option of fine on any person found guilty of defiling a minor.
So that it will serve as a deterrence for will-be offenders.
The motion has been moved and seconded that any defilement of a minor in Nigeria henceforth should carry life imprisonment. Those in support say aye, and those against say nay. They are not here. But is there any option of fine? No option of fine. So the motion is carried.
Meanwhile, Senate passed for second reading bill to enact the Nigeria Social Security Trust Fund, which seeks compensation for work-related accidents.
Is to harmonize existing laws on social insurance and employees' compensation.
That will also result to cost saving, a more coherent approach to the issue of employee compensation, whether as a result of injury at work, occupational hazard, or evil death.
Employers' compensation should also include even the public sector, for emphasis.
There is provision for punishment for defaulters.
The lawmakers passed a resolution commending President Tinubu for his choice of appointments and support to the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, which has led to milestone achievements.
Activities of EFCC during this period contributed to enhancing Nigeria's image, both locally and internationally.
I also want to urge the chairman to continue on what he's doing in terms of fighting crime in this country.
The President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces be commended for his support to EFCC in ensuring that the agency is able to realize its mandate.
Presidential appointees for the National Population Commission were also confirmed by the Senate. In the meantime, Senate has condoled the minority leader, Senator Abamuru, over the demise of his son in a road accident and a granddaughter who succumbed to illness. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
The quest to uphold the January to December budgetary cycle is gaining traction, with the House of Representatives passing for second reading a bill to ensure timely presentation of the country's annual budget by the executive to the legislature. National Assembly correspondent Mitai Rikben brings us details of these and other resolutions at Tuesday's plenary.
The Constitution Alteration Bill on timely presentation of the nation's annual budgets seeks to cure the problem of late presentation by the executive or delayed consideration by the legislature. The bill, sponsored by Deputy Speaker Benjamin Kalu and 4 other lawmakers, proposes reforming the budgeting processes to ensure that fiscal operations are timely and lead to genuine development outcomes.
These inefficiencies not only undermine economic growth but also erode the public trust in government ability to manage their resources responsibly. This bill offers a structural remedy by embedding discipline, transparency, and long-term vision into the Constitution to guide budget process at all levels of governance.
In another resolution, lawmakers call for a probe of all federal government grants to states and local governments outside FAC allocations. On the recent face-off between Pengassan and Dangote Refinery over sacked workers and union activities, the House resolved to revisit the matter to protect national interest.
If private investment of strategic national importance are continually subjected to unlawful disruptions by adversarial unionism, Nigeria risks not only the failure of key economic assets, but also the erosion of investor confidence.
Nigerians are looking for private investment. Any private investor that is coming to Nigeria, he's going to look at our laws. Are we implementing our laws first? So we have to be seen to be implementing our own laws. So that's why we are calling on honorable colleagues that an act of parliament was breached in taking a resolution by the government.
This motion is referred to the Council of Leadership of the House to be headed by Mr. Speaker.
There were other disaster-related resolutions.
The need to address the devastating flood. The incidents happened in Newi Town, Amici, Orifite, Ozobo, and other communities, and calling for urgent intervention, rehabilitation, and preventive measures.
We urge the Federal Ministry of Works to consider and approve the immediate installation of speed breakers in Damaguma and Genzarma towns of Fune local government area in Yobe State as interim measure to forestall and or reduce the rate of accidents and loss of lives in these 2 towns.
Also up for probe by the Green Chamber is the utilization of $4.6 billion foreign grants meant to reduce the burden of HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and malaria in the country. From the National Assembly, Mitai Rikben, NTA News.
And the House of Representatives is seeking a national policy to safeguard private investors in free trade zones from unlawful trade union interference. This resolution followed a debate on a motion moved by Representative Alhassan Dogwa, criticizing the recent disruption in Nigeria's crude oil production as a result of the face-off between the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, Pengassan, and the Dangote Refinery. Lawmakers argued that the actions of the labor unions breach the rights of companies operating within the free trade zones, saying this could discourage potential investors.
Worried that if private investment of strategic national importance are continually subjected to unlawful disruptions by adversarial unionism, Nigeria risks not only the failure of key economic assets, but also the erosion of investor confidence necessary for national growth and economic development.
A lot of people have the interest of investing in our oil and gas, but they have some hesitations and reservations because of the way and manner Dangote Refinery is being treated.
We tread with a little bit of caution,
let the relevant committees of the House call all the parties and sit over this, look at it, and come back with recommendations to us to confirm and affirm that all aspects of that law has been breached and suggest solutions to this problem.
This motion is referred to the Council of Leadership of the House to be headed by Mr. Speaker.
To promote fiscal transparency across all levels of government, the House has resolved to probe the use of all financial grants disbursed by the federal government to states and local governments outside FAC allocations.
Urge the Minister of Finance and the Governor of Central Bank of Nigeria to provide to the House within 2 weeks a detailed report of all federal government financial interventions outside the FAC allocations extended to the states and local governments from 2023 to date, including the nature of each intervention, amount disbursed, dates, recipient entities, and conditions, if any.
And the House Committees on Finance, Intergovernmental Affairs and Public Accounts were mandated to ascertain the efficient utilization of federal government grants by the subnational entities and report back to the House within 4 weeks. Now we take a quick break. More stories ahead.
Long life drain that often requires.
You know the geography of Nigeria.
Let's have credible elections at the local government so that these credible people can manage the funds of local government properly.
There are a lot of respected traditional rulers in the state who can say, look, enough of this thing. Mr. Governor, welcome. Thank you for coming. When you win, what will you do?
I was the first woman that mobilized women within the local government to form the National Council of Women Society by creating awareness in women that they must serve, they must be part of what is happening within their community.
If you stop expenditure on infrastructure, how do you now attract investments?
The state governors, the presidency, that the federal government and the local government are all waiting for revenue from crude oil.
Every state has something peculiar. So the emphasis now, if your local government has something peculiar to that particular local government, the emphasis should be keep producing that particular product.
We need to do 3 things. Prevent the ability of the terrorist groups to generate funding, their ability to recruit, and then their ability to access weapons.
The traditional ruler gives me a title. I sit in the front row in the church, or if I'm going to mosque when I'm coming, people are passing in God's own house. What am I doing? I'm mentoring a new generation who think that the only way to be taken seriously is to be seen to have a lot of money.
Good Morning Nigeria, live every weekday between 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. on the network service of the NTA.
Welcome back. We now go to Lagos State, where fire has ravaged a building at Alaba Building International Market, at Alaba Market rather, in the state. And let's join Lanre Beli to get situation of issues there. Lanre, what's the situation currently?
People are hungry, understandably so. Some people are very sad about the development, because we've been talking about this in Lagos State. A couple of weeks ago, we called the Federal Fire Service to the studios and asked them questions that we are going to the dry season. And these are the times when these incidences often occur here in Lagos. We remember the one that happened in VI in Lagos, the Afriland saga. And it's not up to 2 months. Now we're having one at Alaba. Of goods gone. And this has been this issue with Lagos. And the people are saying that there are not enough fire service in this area. They need more. This is a very big market. With the situation where you call it, when you call the one fire service is coming to the incident site and couldn't contain the fire on time. That's one complaint. Another complaint is that they need more force respondents. People that will first of all respond, often the people in the community that will respond to fire. also
All right, thank you, Larry Gbelayi, for the situation report there. We'll connect with you to get further updates. We do apologize for the audio glitch there. Our federal government has officially launched Customs Verification Management System, a cutting-edge digital platform designed to transform vehicle verification processes within the Nigerian Customs Service and across the country. And speaking at the unveiling event in Abuja, Controller General of Customs Bashir Adeni explained that the initiative aligns with government's broader agenda for digital transformation in public service, aiming to enhance security, credibility and efficiency of customs operations. Oluseyi Adiagbo reports.
For many Nigerians, owning a car is a long-life dream, one that often requires saving millions of naira. Unfortunately, that dream can quickly turn into a nightmare when at a routine checkpoint, buyers discover their vehicle lacks proper custom clearance, putting their investment at risk. For years, the process of verifying imported vehicles has trusted on outdated, fragmented methods, leaving car owners vulnerable and without clear answers.
And for the purpose of enthroning sanity into our system, today we hereby launch the Customs Verification System.
To address this challenge, the federal government has introduced the Customs Verification Management System, CVMS, a digital innovation designed to streamline and modernize vehicle verification.
For the first time, Nigerians can verify the clearance and duty status of any imported vehicle directly from the Nigeria Customs Service, without intermediaries, without delays, and without doubt. This gives citizens, importers, and dealers the confidence to transact with clarity and certainty, reducing the risk of fraud.
The Custom Verification Management System has been developed as a robust digital solution to ensure authenticity of clearance processes and promote integrity and transparency.
This platform also puts the fear of God into unscrupulous people, because now you know that by the time I'm coming to pick up my car from the agent, I can know there and then that this car was cleared by Nigerian Customs Service or not.
For the stakeholders, the CVMS initiative is a win-win for both the public and customs authorities. In Abuja, Oluseyi Adiagbo, NTA News.
Plateau State government says it is taking concrete steps towards strengthening food security, boosting productivity and empowering rural communities with agricultural inputs. Governor Caleb Mutfwang stated this in a message to the World Food Day celebration in Jos, from where Ndeyang and Diaba Gang reports.
Gathered here are rural farmers and other stakeholders for the celebration of World Food Day, which had hand in hand for better food and a better future as theme. The event highlighted the need for stronger partnerships between government, the private sector, local farmers, research institutions, and international partners to strengthen agricultural value chains, improve food quality, reduce post-harvest losses, and ensure long-term food security. Governor Caleb Mutfwang reaffirmed his administration's commitment to repositioning agriculture as the bedrock of plateau economy.
We've invested heavily in inputs, distributed over 18,000 metric tons of subsidized fertilizer and quality seed.
Professor Dauda Bawa of the University of Jos says inclusive collaboration, leveraging unique strengths, and shared accountability are essential for achieving better food systems and better future.
Our progress relies entirely on genuine collaboration and partnership.
Plateau State Commissioner for Agriculture, Samson Bugama, and that of Commerce and Industry, Mohammed Nyelong, commended Governor Mutfwang's leadership and his determination to fight poverty and hunger International partners at the event also renewed their commitment to supporting Nigeria's food security drive through innovation, research, and sustainable agricultural practices. Representative of Governor Mutfwang later inspected a mini farm produce and community exhibition of locally grown crops and agro products in Jos, Indenyan, and the Abagyang. NTA News.
In Abuja, a quiet but strategic collaboration is unfolding, one that could redefine how Nigeria fights cancer. At the National Hospital, the International Atomic Energy Agency is deepening its support to help save lives through the power of science. Details with Ibrahim Danghamidu.
A quiet revolution in healthcare is taking shape in Abuja. The International Atomic Energy Agency is deepening its partnership with Nigeria, using atomic science to fight cancer. Gashal Gebeyahu Walde, Acting Director for Africa in the IAEA's Department of Technical Cooperation, says the mission is about building capacity, not dependency. Through the Rays of Hope program, the IAEA supports Nigeria with equipment, infrastructure upgrades, and specialist training, from radiotherapy to nuclear medicine.
We are here from the International Atomic Energy Agency to visit the Abuja National Hospital, discuss our cooperation for expanding radiation medicine in Nigeria in the framework of the IAEA Race of Hope initiative.
The Chief Medical Director of the National Hospital, Professor Muhammad Raji Mahmood, describes the partnership as a lifeline, boosting technology transfer and cancer care efficiency.
The patients that come to National Hospital are not only Nigerians. We have people coming from around the sub-Saharan sub-region. Recently, we've been even receiving patients from Europe and the United States. So that means our services are expanding.
From the heart of Abuja, a partnership of purpose is emerging, where science meets humanity and knowledge becomes cure. I'm Ibrahim Hamidu, NTA News.
There's been recent calls for the repair of Umahia Kiano Ikodokbene Federal Road, which links the Southeast geopolitical zone with the South-South Road users having many occasions drawing attention to the state of the road. A member representing Southeast on the governing board on Northeast Development Commission, Samuel Onigbo, has now applauded President Bola Tinubu's intervention in addressing the condition of the road at a media briefing in Abuja. Takwa Library reports.
The 49.5-kilometer Umahia Ikwano Road in Abia State, connecting Ikorekpene in Akwa Ibom, is a Trunk A federal highway and has been in deplorable condition for about 3 decades, according to legislative records.
An urgent need for completion of Umuahia Ukwano Ikorekpene Federal Road, standing in the name of Honorable Samuel Onibo.
Since the construction of the road in 1925, no rehabilitation or reconstruction work has been carried out on it.
From May 26, 2016, when Samuel Ifeanyi Onigbo moved a motion in the House of Representatives, efforts to fix the road have been ongoing until February 3, 2025, when the Federal Executive Council approved 14.37 billion naira for the project.
Since this one has been moved to an MPC, I expect accelerated work. I'll still check what we have in terms of the NMPC allocation, but I expect them to give us a timetable.
Sam Onigbo commended President Bola Tinubu's intervention and his charge handed to the Abia State Governor, Alex Oti, to act on the remaining 25-kilometer road.
I wish to note that previous efforts by the federal government resulted in the reconstruction of over 24.5 kilometers of the road as at today, which could be seen from the FMC to Opet, Streams of Joy to Ahieke, Government College / Mandi Filling Station to APSU Campus / National Crops Research Institutes.
Abia State Government this October 2025 awarded a contract for the 25-kilometer stretch of the road with a flag off scheduled for 24th of this month. In Abuja, Tokbe Alabi, NTA News.
The Akwa Ibom Sector Command of the Federal Road Safety Corps is deploying a total of 674 personnel for the success of the 2025 Ember Months sensitization campaigns in the state. Sector Commander Francis Ajata disclosed this while briefing newsmen on activities for the campaign. Umar Basi Edit reports.
The Ember Month campaign is a yearly tradition through which the Federal Road Safety Corps intensifies its advocacy and public awareness on the need for safer road use. The theme for 2025 Ember Month campaign is Take Responsibility for Your Safety, Stop Distracted Driving. Sector Commander, while presenting the Corps Marshal's address, reveals that 432 persons were killed, 2,070 injured out of 533 reported cases of road crashes in 2024.
The records also show that the major causes of those crashes were driver fatigue, overloading of persons, conveyance of persons in haulage vehicles, and traveling with fuel in plastic containers. Apparently, drivers' behavior is a fundamental element in determining safety on our highways.
He also outlines a comprehensive plan of action for safe operations.
Our traffic enforcement is also going to be intensified with special attention on critical offenses, which has been identified as major causal factor of road crashes. We're deploying a staff force of 674 personnel, including special marshals and the regular marshals for that purpose.
The Federal Road Safety Corps appeals to everyone to be safety conscious to ensure accident-free Ember Months. In Uyo, Umar Basedate, NTA News.
The Nigerian Correctional Service has clarified reports regarding the status of two individuals, Matthew Nakwe and Solomon Okundu, who were arraigned before the Owerri Magistrate Court on the 10th of April this year for offences bordering on armed robbery and unlawful possession of firearms. A statement from the service indicates that both individuals were remanded at the Medium Security Custodial Center, Owerri, as awaiting a trial. Inmates in accordance with the court and warrants that brought them, they were subsequently released on the 1st of July 2025 after fulfilling their bail conditions as ordered by the court. The Controller General of Corrections, Sylvester Wakuche, remains committed to strengthening operational procedures and ensuring strict compliance with the rule of law and directives of competent courts of jurisdiction. The Nigerian Correctional Service reaffirms its unwavering commitment to justice, transparency, and due process in the administration of the criminal justice system. The African Democratic Congress has suspended its National Vice Chairman South-South, Dr. Usani Uguru Usani, with immediate effect, citing actions deemed detrimental to the unity and progress of the party. In a statement signed by State Publicity Secretary of the party, James Otudo, the ADC said Dr. Usani's recent conduct was inconsistent with the provision of the ADC's constitutions, coupled with petition of anti-party and subordination. The state party organ has also called for the review of Ms. Jackie Wyatt's position as Deputy National Publicity Secretary and called for her immediate replacement, and also urged members to hasten up registration to avoid sanctions. Giving heed to the directive of the leader of the party, President Bola Tinubu, towards expanding its frontiers for inclusivity and accommodating all segments of the party, a 7-man inaugurated All Progressives Congress Constitution Amendment Committee has begun public hearings in all zones of the country, starting with the South-South to formulate a final document that will be all-embracing by all party stakeholders. And Paul Abel is ready with an update on how the public hearing transpired in Calabar.
Having observed some lacunas In the APC constitution, the amendment committee was inaugurated to address these shortfalls, leading to the South-South Geopolitical Zone public hearing, first in the series, as members of the party are encouraged to approach deliberations with open-mindedness and collaboration to birth a more binding document.
Let us reflect on the significance of constitutional amendment and reposition our great party from the wards, local government, states, and the national, as it will serve as a catalyst for progress.
Let us see how governors that have served and run their time out should be given an opportunity to be part of the National Executive Committee.
The Cross River State Governor, Senator Basio II, would declare the public hearing open, represented by the Speaker, Cross River State House of Assembly, and the Deputy Governor. Commend President Tinubu and the APC leadership for the democratic process, promising continual support for a better and stronger APC.
It's very imperative that we gather like this in our shades and colors to make our input known, to make contributions to this wonderful biggest party across the black race.
The team that came to Cross River State will take the position that the chairman has given as that of the state government.
The various memoranda from all the states in the South-South zone and party stalwarts with demands such as 30% affirmative action for women and that of people living with disability, among others, were presented and adopted by the committee.
In the National Working Committee, every state should have a member. So that when the National Working Committee is meeting, you know that every state is effectively represented in that decision-making process.
The next public hearing of the Constitution Amendment by the APC will be hosted by the Northwest Zone in Calabar. Paul Abel, NTA News.
The Sultan of Sokoto and President General of the Nigerian Supreme Council for Islamic Affairs, Mohammed Saad Abubakar, has declared Thursday, 23rd of October 2025 as the first day of Jumada Ula 1447 after Hijrah. The declaration was contained in a statement signed by Professor Sambo Wali Junaidu Waziran Sokoto and Chairman of the Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, Sultanate Council Sokoto. The Sultanate Council Advisory Committee on Religious Affairs, in conjunction with the National Moon Sighting Committee, did not receive any reports confirming the sighting of the new crescent of Jumada Ula 1447 after Hijrah on the evening of Tuesday, 21st of October, equivalent to the 29th of Rabiul Thani 1447 after Hijrah. It states that Wednesday, 22nd of October, will be observed as the 30th day of Rabiul Ula, Thani 1447 after Hijrah, while Thursday marks the beginning of the new Islamic month of Jumada Ula 1447 after Hijrah. The National Human Rights Commission has joined national and international voices calling for the abolition of the death penalty in Nigeria. This was made during a stakeholder validation meeting held in commemoration of the World Day Against the Death Penalty, with a particular focus this year on gender and the death penalty. At a stakeholders engagement organized in Abuja, the National Human Rights Commission reaffirmed its stance on the abolition of the death penalty in Nigeria, describing it as outdated. Representing the Executive Secretary of the Commission, Tony Ojukwu, SAN, the Director of Child Rights, Harry Obi, emphasized the urgent need for Nigeria to impose a formal moratorium on executions as a critical step towards eventual abolition. And then the Commission encourages public participation in the ongoing national debate on criminal justice reform and called for the submission of a memoranda supporting the abolition of the death penalty.
Must be central to our legal and penal systems.
Cultural misconduct. We have seen instances where people find themselves behind bars for things they have not committed, for being victims of circumstances. And it's worse when such a person is being given the death sentence, which is final.
Cases of filming road crash victims instead of rescuing them to the hospital has continued to elicit wide debate and mostly condemnation. Why do many prefer reporting instead of supporting or rescuing? In this special report, Oyemi Ajayi sought answers to these questions and more.
Talking about the death of a loved one isn't any way palatable, as it reminds one the attachments with renewed emotions and arouses fresh memories. What could be more painful is seeing the lifeless body around in the social media, especially knowing well that such person could have been rescued by passers-by who chose for whatsoever reason just to film or for content's sake. A tragic example often cited is the death of the son of the President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongba-Benson, who was knocked down by a hit-and-run driver in Jos. His mobile phone and other belongings were stolen, while passers-by reportedly watched him bleed to death.
In my confusion, in my pains, I wondered where to go to. We wondered what to do.
This particular case happened some decades ago, but the replica still plays on a daily basis. Many prefer content creation above first aid, with some extolling views on social media instead of the life of a person. Observers believe there could be reasons for these.
A lot of Nigerians today, they do it for content purpose, just for publicity, for their own self-interest, because now the internet today pays a lot of content creators. So many of them see those opportunities to like boost their page. So they will rather video the incident instead of helping the person.
It's very possible that the person on the road observing the accident scene may not have the financial resources to take the person to hospital, pay hospital bills, get police cases, and also the cost of transportation. Then another reason why things like that happen because of publicity. The person taking a picture would think, okay, if I take picture of this and I post it on social media, I create a wider publicity. People get to know about this incident that happened at a very faster pace.
It was actually revealed that the presence of many bystanders mostly prevents emergency officials from rescuing victims, hence a delay in response, and as the saying goes, a stitch in time saves nine.
The bystanders have major role to play. The first one is that if you know you don't have any business, you don't have any support to offer, you have to stay off that scene. Because the essence of cordoning off the scene of every crash is to prevent another crash from happening. We have witnessed a situation where in the course of trying to do rescue, because of the injection of all these road bystanders who distract the rescue operation, other crashes do occur that will even claim more casualties than the primary one that we're trying to solve.
And as it's been said that at every rescue site, what is expected is support and not report. And this emphasizes the need to be useful in doing that. Maybe the life saved today may be a source tomorrow. Oyemi Ajayi, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu sends heartfelt condolences to the Senate Minority Leader Abba Moro and his family over the death of his son Victor Moro and grandson Abba Moro Jr. The President commiserates with the family, friends and associates of the senator who represents Benue South Senatorial District, Zone C, in the National Assembly. President Tinubu urges the family to find solace in the impactful lives of the children whose time on earth, though short, is truly a blessing to the many lives they touched and those who came in contact with them. And the President prays that God Almighty will receive the souls of the departed children and comfort the family. And with that, we conclude the news at this time. News update comes up shortly. I'm Comfort. I'm Modu.